Well, thank you very much for staying with Afternoon Express here on S3. Okay, it's all the sweet treats today, and checkerboards, they were not going to make it to the list. We know that those cookies do look difficult to make. Come on, let's be honest, let's be serious. But they actually are so easy to put together. You get to find out today. Now, this simple vanilla and chocolate shortbread is supremely buttery. Yes, I'm told it's soft, but at the same time, so crumbly. I don't know how it manages to do all the three things at once, but we get to find out. Chef Tjaart is here, and Chef Tjaart is here too.
And I'm so excited, Tubbs, because, I mean, look at how fantastic these look, right?
A work of art.
Right, and we've done several different kinds of biscuits on the show.
Yep.
Chef Tjaart thought that this would be a great way to show a new kind of technique when it comes to biscuits. So we'll start off by showing just quickly how to make the dough, and then Chef Tjaart will show us how to get that checkerboard pattern.
Let's go, but let's start here. Checkerboards.
Okay.
Where they're from, the origins.
So Chef Tjaart, would you?
So there's no direct origins. When you start looking at this, it's typically French in its makeup of the actual biscuit. It's sweet pastry, or shortbread. There's different variations depending on the ratios of butter to flour, which is going to start talking about, as you're saying, what brings that crumbly texture to it. It all depends on your ratios of your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients.
Okay.
But with the checkerboard, it's a bit of fun of artistry at the end of the day. I think I haven't made these for a while, to be perfectly honest. But I mean, when I first started, I worked in a 2 Michelin-starred kitchen, and this was absolute precision.
It was a hit.
Now, we're going to be organic, we're going to be, South African, just let it take whatever form it takes. But mine was actually precision. I remember we used to have a little border around the outside in biscuit as well. Not just to make sure, but just to look pretty. So the actual checkerboard was framed. So like when you buy a chessboard, a normal one, it's framed in a bit of wood. That's also framed as well, but you could eat it as well.
Let's start our own here in the kitchen and see if we can get it to quite the framed standard at the end of it.
So what have you got here? What I've got here, Tubbs, is some butter and icing sugar. Now you really, ideally would use a hand mixer at this point to get it to sort of a crumbly breadcrumb consistency.
It was his idea.
So I'm using it by hand, and I'm just going to cream these together quickly, and then add a bit of vanilla.
It's very important that the icing sugar goes in there, and you don't have to sift it at that stage either. Sometimes you actually just sift icing sugar, but because you've got all the particles, as a whole, they're all stuck together because it's such a fine micron. It's a great way to really beat it out. So yes, a mixer would work well, but a bit of elbow grease there with a wooden spoon will really start to smear and blend the butter and icing sugar together.
Fab. And then what's next?
So once you've gotten to a smooth consistency, we're going to start incorporating our flour.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and now again, you don't want to really overwork this mixture because you want it nice and short and crisp. Have that nice crumbly texture as well.
I know aunties who make the mistake, or I don't know, save their day by taking white sugar as substitute for icing sugar. Because it happens, right? Is that advisable?
So it depends on the type of cookie or biscuit that you're making.
Okay.
And I think with this, it works really nicely just to get that snap.
Okay.
There we go. So we're just going to work this together very quickly to get it to a nice smooth consistency. Divide them in two, and then you're welcome to color each part into a different color.
Chef Tjaart wants to show us. He wants to show us.
Absolutely. So once you've made your dough, and again, this is one great thing, make it in advance because these freeze well. So what we've done is the dough's come together and we've created a big flat patty. All right, so that's what comes together. That's been into the fridge. But again, I always have this. I have always lots in the freezer stacked up.
Every time I come,
everything's in the freezer.
Are you serious?
Thinking. But this, this is one thing. I think I've never probably in the last 15 years not had this in the fridge ready to go.
You're going to have a checkerboard at his house if you go anytime.
But that's great because this I can use to make a lovely lemon tart, a chocolate tart. That you can imagine a chocolate tart with that, or a pecan tart with that base. So that's one with chocolate. As Jay was saying, you can actually add some food coloring to it. You add quite a lot to get the lovely rich color. But pop it into a shape that you're going to need, which is a rectangular for this instance.
Which is this,
and what you're going to do is pop that in front of you, and then take in a little bit of egg white, and you're just going to quickly brush that. This is the glue
what's that for?
The first layer. So we're going to take our chocolate now and start to layer that up. So that's going to go onto there just to bind that. Now, what's very important now is you then need to actually trim the edges. So going down the side here.
Is this where the precision work begins?
Well, this is where the precision starts here. So you're going to cut through there. Now, I'm just really going to show you how to sort of get the checkerboard look. It's not going to be perfect squares, but ideally now this is when you start measuring everything to get the perfect square. That you can obviously make little biscuits together or smash these together. Do this, roll it out. And in the freezer it goes, of course.
For the next time.
Guess what? Then you can slice it and you got little biscuits for next time.
Okay.
Let's go. So nothing goes to waste there. And then let's trim the top.
And he said no precision. I mean,
and on the dip. So it's very important now to get this, everything running parallel and equal.
Yeah.
From there, you're then going to cut this in half. Now, I remember actually doing this many moons ago with a ruler, of making sure this is absolutely perfect.
What a task.
You're going to take the egg white, and then you're going to brush only 1/2 this time.
Why?
1/2, because that's the glue. And what we're going to do is then pick up this half and pop that on top.
Wow. And I love that you've started by cutting it in half, Chef, because I think a lot of people would maybe cut the strips, and then you sort of get more uneven shapes. So
Absolutely.
I love that you've cut it in half. It's a great way to ensure that the sizes are the same.
So everything should be in proportion now. So if you want to make it absolutely perfect, this height needs to be the same as that width as well.
Yes, please.
But you can see it's not going to happen, because we didn't start with that, but that's fine. From there, I'll probably put it in the fridge and let it firm up a little bit as well, just so it sticks together, but I'm just going to carry on. Now, depending on how many sort of checkerboard layers you actually want, we've done 3 on there, so you can see it's a 4x3.
It looks stunning.
So what I'm going to do is cut this into 3 equal strips. So let's make a mark there and a mark there, and are we happy with that? We should be.
Where's that ruler when you need it?
Exactly. Then cutting down like that. Keep that side together. Don't be tempted to sort of peel that away because it's supporting the one piece that you're going to then cut, and then cut through there, and hopefully everything's all cut nicely. Then from there, let's move that to the side, and you're going to take your 1/3, and now you're going to lay it down like that. Okay? From there, you're going to then brush this with more egg white. This is more glue together.
I could watch you do that all day.
And now you need to take your next slice.
Yes, sir.
And now you need to turn it the other way round. So from there, it's going to be back flipped onto itself. So then you get vanilla chocolate, chocolate vanilla, vanilla chocolate, like that. And then you're going to then take your next bit of egg white and brush that on top.
We can see who was good at Lego or is good at Lego.
Oh, I still love Lego.
I see that. Oh,
and then from there, you can take that piece, it's the original size there, and put that together. And basically that, ladies and gentlemen, is your checkerboard.
Look at it. And the crowd applauds. I love it, Chef.
So again, put that together, wrap that up, and then that freeze. Freeze that, keep that. And when you have those people that pop in, the bad aunt that comes around for a bit of tea late afternoon.
Or me.
And this, all you need to do then from there is in the freezer, let it thaw out for sort of 10 minutes, and then you can basically slice it, trim off that end, that can go in with our, funny marble cookies.
Yeah, I'll have
that. Thin or thick. I always go for lovely thin ones. And all you need to do is to cut that. I mean, that's not too bad from, squares
that
there.
Looks fantastic.
And
just
baking
keep
time
sort of
on
going
this,
there.
Chef Tjaart?
So these will be quick. 10, 15 minutes, depending on your oven, about 180 degrees until lightly golden, but that's it. I mean, that's simple. You can roll in a little bit of sugar or a little bit of vermicelli as you've done there. But I mean, this really is quite a lovely little showpiece, little biscuit. But that is, in essence, pastry used in a different form to make biscuits.
Love that.
Everybody applauds, honestly, they really are, and they want to get in on this. This is really stunning. My thing is, don't take it all out at the same time, because whoever it is that you are feeding it to is going to finish the whole thing. You pace and gradually phase it in. You give them 2 to start with, and then see, where they're at. Thank you so much, Chef Tjaart.
Absolute pleasure.
Love your work. Chef Jay?
Buttery. Really crumbly, beautiful texture, love it.
It all comes together with precision. Now remember, we are giving away a baking kit. It's to the value of 1,500 Rand. It's a big one, honestly. What you need to do is snap a selfie of yourself watching Afternoon Express's social media post. Do then go and share it on there. Remember to use #AfternoonExpress to get it in. It's a phenomenal baking kit, and you're gonna have your life changed, honestly. Look at this.